Well, time for another blockbuster video. This is my first trip. I'm delivering a articulated boom lift, one of the cooler machines, not a scissor lift but a boom lift, you know, with a boom in the basket. It's both diesel and electric powered. So if you don't want diesel, if you're working somewhere inside, you know, you can just use electric. But if you use up all the battery, that's it, the machine will not start even for the diesel engine. So we always tell people, you know, whenever you can, make sure you use you run the engine, because it keeps charging the battery. So anyway, today is an exciting day. My bike should be coming by the end of the day, but it's a courier company, so I expect again there'll be issues, because you know I usually work till 4 or something, right? But maybe it's gonna be late, and then it's okay. Then I'll wait for them. Also, I bought some tea online, some sencha Japanese tea that I tried. I bought 2 boxes. One of them had plastic bags, no good, and the other one had paper bags, and it tasted much better. So no microplastics in my brain anymore. So I reordered the one with paper bags. I also waiting for electric pressure washer, so that you know when the customer returns the car late at night, when the coin car wash is closed, they close at 10, and let's say I have a customer next morning, so I'll use that electric pressure washer just to clean the car a little bit. Of course, the trick is it comes with hoses, but nobody knows if that hose will connect to my kitchen faucet. You know, it's tricky, so I'll have to improvise a little bit. And also I bought something else. Oh yeah, those stupid bells for the bike are still in the mail. Takes them a month. Like, man, should have bought them at the bike store. But you know, now it's a matter of principle. So they're coming. 2 bells are coming sometime, hopefully maybe next week. And also this week I'm doing a wedding photo shoot. The lady insisted on prepaying, and she says, okay, what do I owe you? What's the balance? I said, what balance? You didn't pay me anything yet. Because she was saying, hey, I'm gonna send you a schedule for the wedding, so that you know what's, you know, what steps we'll be at, and also if there's an outstanding balance, what do we owe you? I said, you didn't pay me anything. If you want, you can send me a Interac email money transfer. So I gave her my email address, which of course she had, but what she did, she copied it. You know, she used like a, you know, a right button on her mouth to copy, and she copied the link, like my email address, with the words mail to in the front. You know, like mail to 123@yahoo.com, for example. You know, like that mail to makes it an invalid address. And so she sends me a screenshot of, you know, my name is spelled correctly, the email has mail to in the front, and she says, could you please double check what I did wrong here, because the transfer is not going through. I said, the name is correct, but the email address, you have to remove mail to in the front. How she did not see that, I don't know. But anyway, so this Saturday I'll be wearing both of my cameras. I have that little strap, you know, where you can hook up 2 cameras, one on each side. Very convenient. And it helps with the weight, so you don't have to carry them in your hands. They just hang by your sides, you know, on a string. And it's somewhere near a red deer. So yeah, pretty excited about that. So it's a gay marriage, 2 girls. So interesting. So when she was booking this 4 months ago, I think, or 5 months, she said, do you have anything against gay marriage? I said, no. Like, is it a guys or girls? She says, well, I'm marrying my partner. Okay. So that would be something. I've never been to a gay wedding before, so it would be interesting. But what's good for me is that she's also this lady who hired me, she's also does video editing and photo editing. So she doesn't want me to edit anything, she just wants me to shoot in a raw, raw format, which is very flexible. You can change anything after the fact, exposure, sharpness, like picture control. Like, it's really, I never use it because it's the files are bigger and it's too complicated, so I always use JPEGs. But she wants raw files from both cameras and a video. So I'll be doing video as well. So I'm the only photographer. Like normally, like a big wedding, people would have a dedicated videographer and then a couple of photographers. First shooter and second shooter. That's like a big wedding. But I'm guessing this is going to be a small wedding. But they paid me to be there for 6 hours. I hope they'll provide some food or something. As most parties I went to, like most events that I go, like all those Christmas parties, they said, yeah, help yourself, So there was like beer, there was food, So by the end of the night, you're walking around, you cannot your camera has difficulty focusing, but of course I'm joking. But so yeah, excited about that. But for some reason other avenues dried up. Like I still advertise online, but I think a month ago somebody asked me for a quote. I told them my price, and of course they disappear. And that guy is driving that off-road truck, and he's holding the phone in his hand. But I guess rules of the road do not apply off-road. So yeah, as you can see, the traffic is pretty heavy. So the G7, no issues. I think I saw on TV there were some protesters in downtown Calgary. I don't know, what are they protesting? And Trump was here. Holy moly, Trump flew to Canada for 1 day, and he didn't even stay until the end of the summit. He left after 1 day. They were saying that he spent like half a day here yesterday, and then he flew back to the States. So he was back home. He left early morning, I'm guessing, and he was back home in the evening. Which, I don't know. Imagine like they invite you to a party and you leave in the middle of the party. I don't think it looks good, especially from the point of view of other, world leaders. And I only got caught in that motorcade once. I saw it on the other side flying by, but then once I was on the ring road, all of a sudden there's these bike cops showed up out of nowhere, and they blocked all 3 lanes, and they stopped the I was on the ramp actually. I just left the ring road to go on the ramp to Highway 2, and they blocked everything. They blocked the ramp, and now I was the first guy in line. So the cop comes over and says, "We'll be gone like in 5 minutes." He says, "We're just waiting for the motorcade, so sit tight." I said, "Yes, sir." And so yeah, they flew by pretty fast. And it's interesting how it with this wedding, I got lucky that this Saturday I didn't have to ask for a free day, at work, because I worked last Saturday. So this Saturday is mine. I'm off, which is perfect. So I can go and be an intellectual, in a white shirt and ironed trousers, pants. I have to get some I have to add to my British lexicon, right? Because I'll be in Britain in July. Wonder how we'll be communicating. You know, I say elevator, they say lift. We say, can I get a ride? They say, can I get a lift? Like, there's many differences, you know. Trucks are lorries, right, in Britain. But yeah, expect a lot of videos about their trucks. So I'll be there, what, like 1 week? We'll be making a different video every day. But it's a small town or village, rather, in the middle of nowhere. But my plane lands in Edinburgh, so we're gonna spend some time over there, go maybe check out some sites, because they know that town, and they're gonna show me some, you know, like best spots. Hopefully we'll do some video and photography over there. Today these boom lifts for some reason are in big demand. We have 3 going out, so another driver was loading next to me, also took the same machine, so I'm doing this one, and I saw there's a paperwork for another one. So I'm just doing a delivery and then I'm returning empty, and I'm guessing whoever returns first will get that next boom lift. Also, I saw another driver 3 was loading some scaffolding. So usually they switch me after lunch. If I start the day in this 5-ton Freightliner, after lunch they switch me to a pickup truck and I do scaffolding. So never a good idea to have a very big lunch, you know, because then it's difficult to work. Oh, also I've been working on the Durango. I have to fix I have one chip, like smaller than this, see, like over there, but smaller than that, and it's not growing, but still I want to fix it. So I went to Canadian Tire yesterday, but I also need to fix I have a paint damage on the bumper. Well, basically a rock flew in and left like a mark, you know, maybe 10 millimeters by 5, you know. It's like very noticeable because the paint is white and you can see black under there, so it hit it pretty good. Like no damage to the metal, you know, just a piece of paint fell off. And so I went to Canadian Tire, bought some polishing liquid, you know, like scratch remover, and some fine sandpaper, and a little puffy thing to apply the polish to, you know, like a, what do you call it, like you wash yourself with in a bathtub, like a sponge. Yeah, but small one. And I totally forgot to go to another department and look for that windshield repair kit. And so I came home, I ordered one online, and it's supposed to come today, like same day delivery, because we have a big Amazon warehouse just north of Calgary. So quite a few times when I buy something, it says next day delivery, because they already have everything inside that warehouse, you know. And it's supposed to be a much better kit that what you can find in retail, because it was getting some great reviews. That's how I found it. I sorted all the results, search results, by average review, and this one came up number one with 4.9 mark out of 5, and lots of purchases, you know, so it must be a good one. So yeah, coming today, so I want to fix it today. Want to fix the windshield, and yeah, I have everything to repair that paint damage, but I don't have the paint up. I mean, I don't have the paint itself. So I stopped by my dealer yesterday, you know, that little, like a pencil with touch-up paint, because I have a VIN number of my Durango on my phone. So I thought I'll give them the VIN number. They can find the proper match, because there's so many varieties of white, right? So mine is called, I think it's called White Pearl.
In 2 kilometers, take exit 258 onto Trans-Canada.
But unfortunately, they close at 5:30, and so I went to Canadian Tire first, and by the time I was there, it was like 5:40. And so today, first thing after work, I'm gonna go to the Chrysler dealer in my area, and hopefully they'll have it in stock. But you know, it's a very popular color. Like, look, all cars are white. White, 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 white. White is very popular, so I think they should have it in stock. I watched a couple of videos online to refresh my memory how to fix you know, paint damage. So yeah, all you need is some clean water, clean it up, then sand it a little bit, then apply the paint.
Use the right lane to take exit 258 onto Trans-Canada Highway 1.
Wait till it's dry, then sand it again, and then use some kind of a polish to make it look nice. Shouldn't be too complicated. Alright, so we're taking the exit to Highway 16, Old Trans-Canada.
Take the exit.
Because that's where my machine delivers. And this, I don't know what they're doing over here now. Like, the construction is still ongoing. They still haven't finished the part in the middle there, where they were trying to expand lanes.
At the light, use the right lane to turn onto 16th Avenue Northeast toward Banff.
But I remember I saw on the news that they promised they will finish it this summer. So hopefully then that stupid speed limit of 80 kilometers an hour for 11 kilometers will be gone. And today's Tuesday. Yeah, my Durango is booked this Thursday for another rental customer.
In about 2 kilometers, turn right.
So yeah, Wednesday I'll go and I'll take Durango to work, and then on the way back I'll stop at the Coin car wash, because the guy, you know, he cleaned it up but not very well. I specifically want to clean the floor mats and maybe vacuum inside, and use my spray to clean up, you know, all plastic and rubber parts, so that the car is ready for Thursday. Not very happy about prices, you know, because I try to increase the pricing to match Priceline. Like if you go on Priceline.com and you look up how much it costs to rent a full-size SUV such as 7-seat Dodge Durango, it's pretty much 200 bucks. But their prices, the rental company prices, are lower. So I tried $200. Nobody was renting. Nobody was renting my my vehicle. So I had to go back and change pricing to dynamic pricing, which is their pricing. So they track, you know, supply and demand, and so it can go up, can go down. But I think last customer, they charge him like, it was every day was different. Like the last guy had it for 5 days or so, and one day would be 135 bucks, another day would be 150, then 120. But I haven't seen yet anything over 150. But you know, what's the point of having good price if nobody rents it, right? Because there's so many rental companies, you know, like in the airport, you know, at the airport. And so I trust that this rental company, they know what they're doing, because you know it's in their best interest, right? They keep 25% of the daily rent. So for them, the higher the price, the better. So so if they keep the price lower than, let's say, $1 or Avis or Hertz, that means then it has to be like that. And so as soon as I reverse the pricing to their model, boom, I got a customer for July, because the last one was returning the vehicle on July 4th, and then I blocked off 2 weeks because I'll be gone, right? And then I got some lady booked it for a week in the middle of July. But yeah, I'm making good money this month, June, with the Durango. But I have to set something aside, because I remember that winter was very slow for everything, for Uber, for the rentals, and also at work. We were not busy, so my salary went down, because you know there's not enough hours. You don't get any overtime. But summer is great. Well, just drop off the machine, and behind me is 16F, which is very busy. So I cannot, the machine is in the mirror, I can see it over there. So these guys are painting this side of the building. And I thought, okay, how am I gonna get out of here? And then I noticed all these garbage containers. So that means that a garbage truck comes in here. And there's a nice little back alley over here. Except, of course, it's not easy to make this corner. But we'll try. Because yeah, backing onto that busy street is really no bad idea. And you see over here, everything is broken like that. I see that pole, so somebody hit it. Because it's very tight in here. Watch both sides. I don't want to hit the light post and this. And I made a note, see over here, new development. I went into the office and said, give me a labeler, and I measured how high my stack is, and it's only 11.2, so it's a much smaller truck than a semi truck. Oh, and there's a light in here. Beautiful. They're right on time. And my machine is gonna be hot at work, probably for the rest of the day with the painters. So now we're going back to base to grab another one, unless the other guy beat me. And then I'll probably be doing scaffolding. Oh, check this out. That guy has a fancy bike carrier. Man, if mine was $200, this looks like... No, I think it's for skis. That's interesting looking connections over there, but of course I'm joking about skis, but if that's for bikes, this guy can do 4 bikes at a time. Must be a big family. Oh, Coca-Cola is here. Well, if you see a Coca-Cola truck, everything will be all right. And these guys, see this truck, Sterling? They stopped making them, like, I think when I started driving semi-trucks in 2005, even before that, they stopped making these. That girl almost fell off that mini bike. Did you see that? Because there's like waves in here in the pavement. She was bouncing all over the place. Or on the other side we have a German spy, I think, Stirlitz. The guy's wearing a long coat, like a raincoat, and a classic hat from 50s. But he's drinking extra large Tim Hortons, so no, cannot be a German. And he's looking straight at me. Okay, I think he noticed my camera. Yeah, that's like coat is leather. It's like a long leather overcoat. It looks very old, but you know, pretty fancy. So the guy probably had a lot of money in his young day. I'm not too concerned about money, because I remember back in Moscow, I was parking my car, and all of a sudden 2 gypsies come over. And those gypsies in Russia, they always want to, they always offer to, you know, поgadать, tell you your fortune. So this one comes over, says, you want to know your fortune? I said, sure, yeah, how much? So I give her the money, and she says, you'll be always in and out of money. Like one day you have a lot of money, next day you're broke, then you have a lot of money again. And so, you know, my life has been like that. I'm not even using GPS because I know these roads now so well. It's a pretty straightforward way back to base. And this Sunday I'm gonna find another like a different bike pathway. Maybe I'll go to downtown again. It just feels so cool over there near the water with so many people, you know. It's kind of like captivating, and I mean makes you enthusiastic about fitness, you know. Like so many people are jogging, biking, roller skating. I did the which one? Northern side of Bow River in downtown, where there was construction, remember? But I didn't do the south side a lot. So maybe I'll do. I think it's gonna be like maybe 10 kilometers on the south side of the river. That's where all the fitness is happening. And it would be great if I could, if I get my new bike today and somehow manage to assemble it by the end of the week, I'm gonna take out the new bike. So maybe I'll give it to, you know, I hate dealing with those brakes. Like I can install the wheels and stuff, but those brakes always bug me, you know, like they always moving, you know, the hand brakes. So maybe I'll take that box, so because the bike should come in a pretty big box. Maybe I'll just take it to the bike store and drop off the box, let's say Saturday morning when they open, and see if they can assemble it for me by Sunday, because they also open on Sunday like 11 to 5, and then I can go there, pick up the bike, and go for a ride, you know, like short ride this time, maybe 10-20 kilometers. So yeah, last week I did 52, like this past Sunday. Actually felt pretty good after. 52 kilometers, and I'm 63, so we are staying in shape. Well, of course my job, you know, helps me. I think this is the best type of job you can get in my age, because it's mildly physical, not too heavy, but it keeps me on my toes. I exercise every day, right? Like I jump up and down, you know, on the deck. Then I work with chains, with binders. So my arms are always working, my back, my legs. It's good, you know. It's like instead of going to a gym, I do this, and I'm getting paid for it. So I like it. Yeah, it can be sometimes stressful, you know, driving in traffic all day, but I'm used to it. Yeah, I remember when I moved to Moscow, by the way, and I wasn't even driving. I didn't have a car when I moved from Ukraine back in 1992. So I was 30 years old, and I always wanted to get out of Ukraine, especially after they became independent, because they told us that our Soviet Union passports no longer were valid. Like they gave us like a year or something, you know. They said these USSR passports are valid for 1 more year. After that you have to either accept Ukrainian citizenship, because Ukraine was already an independent country, or get out. And you know, I'm Russian. Ukraine was okay, but I don't want to be Ukrainian. I didn't want to be a Ukrainian citizen, and so I was looking for ways to get out, and found a way, and I moved to Moscow by myself. And the difference between Moscow and Kirovograd, where I grew up, so Kirovograd, it was областной center, like a regional center. So it was a big town in the region, but it had less than 200,000 people, right? And then I moved to Moscow, 8 or 9 million at the time, and there's like crowds everywhere, you know, like subway, bus, there's crowds of people. It was so stressful. Like I remember I was, you know, nervous because it's like New York City. And I remember what I started doing, I was buying gum, because I read somewhere that when you're chewing something, it helps to calm you down, and it did. So first year or so when I was in Moscow, I was always chewing gum because I was so stressed out. And that's my advice, you know, when people ask me about trucking, right? So let's say if you're trucking in a very bad environment, like too much traffic, right? And you're nervous, just grab a gum. And when you have something in your mouth and you're chewing, your body thinks that you're eating, and it comes down. Now look at this guy. He got lucky, no tarps, because it's a B train, so he has 2 small trailers, 2 axles in the back, 3 axles in the middle, and then the truck has a tandem, of course, and a single front axle, right? So there's, what we have, 6, 8. We have 8 axles. And usually these guys, they carry, you know, like bricks, lumber, stuff like that. They always tarp. I could never understand the appeal, you know, like, but they make more money than regular truckers because it's a bigger vehicle, right? Whoa, buddy, stay in your lane. That's how I failed a test once. I was moving into another lane, and the inspector did not like that. She called it straddling the lane. Well, doing my second trip, so I was the first flatbed to return, and so I got the privilege of moving another boom lift. So same machine as before with a twist. I'm also moving a 40-foot ladder. And these things, you know, like, they're not that heavy, but they're awkward because they're so long. They're awkward to carry because you have to have a very good sense of balance, like which where to position your hands so that the ladder stays parallel to the deck, as seamen say. And so I put it under the machine. So my first drop is the machine. Oh, and I had to twist the basket, because the basket you can go like this, you know. So I twisted the basket, moved the house a little bit to the one side. But I will have to unstrap the ladder, because right now it sits at an angle, and if I don't move it, the machine will run over it. I hate doing that, you know, when you have 2 loads and you have to unchain or unstrap the one load to get to the other. That's not good, but unfortunately this ladder is just too long. didn't have enough room. Oh, and a funny thing happened. So I went to grab the machine, and it was the last one, you know, ready to go with a sticker with a tag, ready to rent. The other ones were still being processed by mechanics, you know, like they fill them up, they check them out, right, make sure the battery's full. But this last one, it's like it was sitting near the fence, so it's like and I see it's dusty, and so it's been sitting there for a long time, because we always grab the first one, you know, closer to the driveway. And so the machine started, everything is cool. I dropped down the basket, because normally we store them with the basket high in the air to you know, make some space, right? So I started the machine, I brought the basket down, then went into the basket, switched the controls, of course, from the ground to the basket. It started fine, but when I tried to move, I never saw this before, like the joystick that you're supposed to lift the ring on, and then, you know, you move it, right? To move the machine, the joystick was stuck. It was kind of like frozen or rusted, you know, like couldn't move this way, so didn't allow me to steer. So man, so I went and grabbed one of the guys from the shop, and he came over. He had to disassemble that joystick, and we see that inside it's kind of like a little bit of rust, and that ring was stuck, you know. And I said, okay, I see a mechanic is almost done getting ready another machine like this. So I went over and I asked that guy, I said, are you almost done? Because the other one is broken. And he says, what, you need it now? I said, yeah. And he was almost done, so all he had to do was attach a tag, you know, ready to rent. And it was still running, so I just grabbed it right from him, and he didn't even have to park it, right? So I just grabbed him from the shop, grabbed the machine from the shop, loaded it on my truck, put 2 chains in the front, 2 chains in the back, 1 strap over the basket, because it's the attachment, has to be strapped down, and 2 straps on the ladder, which is a violation, believe it or not, even though that ladder weighs like 100 pounds, if that. But I think, well, actually it's 20 feet long, but it's double, right? And 10 feet you need 2 tie downs. Anything over 10 feet you need 1 more tie down. But the front is pushed against the winch, so it can qualify as blocked cargo. So we should be okay. Lightman Handy Van Society. What is that about? So you see, they keep doing something here. Looks like they're gonna be another lane here, and they took so much of material. Look how deep it is, man. And one thing, they were working in the middle over here. They were building that wall, like a solid concrete wall, because this one is a temporary one, I can see, but that one is solid. I saw concrete trucks in there, and they were pouring concrete, and it's reinforced with metal bars inside, you know. You see, they're still working on it. They're still, they make some what do you call it, a form like out of boards, right? They create a little structure out of boards, and then they pour concrete in there to create shape. And there will be a lane there, right? So now we have here, what, 4 lanes? So once they're done there, there will be a lane. So hopefully that would really ease up the traffic over here, because every morning and every late afternoon there's traffic jams here. Yeah, you see over there they have these boards. But somehow I don't think they'll be done by the end of the summer. I don't know. The road is over there, that the surface is still not finished. It's not properly paved. And it's a different level, like it's lower than the road. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work. But actually paving doesn't take that long. All I have to do is just bring like a night crew, right? And one night they can probably do a couple of kilometers, if not more. And so I moved here in 22. So in October it'll be 3 years, and when I came they were working on this. So probably a couple of years before I moved here. It's a huge project, you know. See over there, the guy is lifting temporary blocks that they had before. Alright, I'm going to west part of central Calgary. Not exactly downtown, but it's a house. I called the guy, I said, "What do you want me to leave it?" He says, "Oh, just leave it on the road." Okay.
Use the right lane to take exit 256 onto Memorial Drive.
And finally, I think 1 week ago, they opened that 4th Avenue flyover that they worked on probably for close to 3 years. It was reduced to 1 lane, and they put up a sign, "No trucks." And so yesterday I was going to downtown with this Freightliner.
Take the exit, then take the first right onto Memorial Drive Northeast.
And I knew that that flyover was open. Both lanes, 2 lanes, pretty wide, so they...
Use the right lane to
Oh, you see the camera lady is sitting there giving people tickets because the speed is 80. And there's a cop inside with computers, cameras. Well, I'm doing 70. 10 kilometers slower.
Turn right.
Maybe he can give me a ticket for that. Believe it or not, I remember in Michigan, I was talking to a lady trucker at a truck stop. We were comparing notes about cops, and she says
2 kilometers. Keep right onto 4th Avenue South towards City Center.
Poor cyclist over there, there's no shoulder. And we were complaining about cops in Michigan, how they target Canadians. And she was actually American, and she says, well, they're bad to American drivers too. And she says the speed limit was in one spot 55 miles per hour, and she was going up a hill or something, but she slowed down. I think she was doing like 50. And so this guy stops her and starts harassing her, almost gives her a ticket for driving too slow, like basically that she's affecting traffic, you know.
In 1 kilometer, keep right onto 4th Avenue South towards City Center.
Yeah, man, so I really don't miss, you know, that aspect of long distance trucking. all these cops and inspection stations. So once I remember I was driving in the boonies north of Toronto. See, there's a cop, peace officer. Hate those. Oh, it's
Use the right 2 lanes to keep right
that's
onto
Calgary
the
Transit. Yeah, you
south
see the sign over there. It says 4th Avenue, no trucks. So if it says no trucks, I don't want to go there, because they should remove the sign. But trucks were allowed when it was fully open, like, you know, before the repair. So I don't understand the problem.
Keep
Like,
right.
now I'll show you. You see? Okay, yeah, that's no trucks after this intersection. But here, fully open, fully restored,
Turn left onto First Street
wide
southeast.
shoulders, 2 lanes. And I guess they forgot to remove the sign.
Go past this light, then at the next one, turn left.
But I don't want to chance it. I saw a truck in there. People start going, but you know, well, there's more cops in there. I guess it's something to do
At the
with
light, turn left onto 4th Street Northeast.
something to do with the G7 summit. Oh, military. Wow. Guys in the uniform with guns. Yeah, I saw a guy in fatigues with a machine gun.
In 700 meters, turn left onto 1st Street Southeast.
And GPS always wants you to turn on that 1st street because it's the first intersection, and there's always such a mess in there, traffic jam, you know. Like, why am I turning over there since I'm going, yeah, like, I don't need to turn there. I can go further down where it's less busy. Yeah, forget it. I can go to something like 5th Street or something. And this spot, there's like homeless, like a little town for homeless people. They're always over there, they're over here, looking for cigarette butts.
Go past this light, then at the next one, turn left.
Request denied. Especially since over there, if you go on 1st Street, there's
Light, turn left onto 1st Street Southeast.
a very low bridge. Like, I'm okay because, see, I'm only 11.2 tall from the ground to the tallest point, which is my exhaust pipe.
Stay in the 2nd lane from left.
Let's see where she'll send me. Yeah, I think it's 5th
In
5th
1.3
Street.
kilometers, turn left onto 8th Street Southwest.
Oh, 8th Street. Okay. Yeah, no need to go there, 1st Street, when we have perfectly other fine ways to turn later. So this is downtown, 4th Avenue. We're heading west. So now I'm at 4th Avenue and 1st Street Southwest. Like, this is southwest, over there it's southeast, I think, after Center Street. And one cool thing here about the downtown is that they have these, see, like the signs, it's far probably for the camera to see, where it says no parking, but then there's a green circle, it says loading zone, maximum 20 minutes, which is perfect. You know, when I'm doing Uber, or when I was doing food delivery, I would look for a sign like that. It's specifically designed for, you know, food delivery, product delivery. So you park there quickly and you get out. But when I do Uber, I stop there and I wait for my next, you know,
Stay in the second lane to the left.
for my next passenger. So this is 4th Street over here. 4 more. Yeah, sometimes it sends me here, 5th Street. Over there, the railroad bridge is pretty tall.
Pass this lane. Then at the next one, you turn left.
So this is 7. And
Turn
8.
left onto 8th Street Southwest.
And that's why I'm in this lane, because there's always cars parked here, and especially when there's traffic on my right side, they try to force me to hit one of those cars.
In 2 kilometers, turn right onto Prospect Avenue Southwest.
And that's it. You see, we avoided all the real downtown rush over there. See, you can rent a Bird, an e-bike. So they just leave them in downtown. So 8th Street. Somebody in a hurry. And again, it's a nice system, kind of like in New York City. So we have avenues going west to east, and we have streets going north to south, and they're just numbers. 8th Street, 7th Avenue now. See, they have a basketball court right there in the middle of the city. And that's the bridge. Like, it runs, like you have to cross it no matter what, but it's much lower over there near the 1st Street. Here I can see the height is 13.6. Where am I turning? I'm turning on Prospect Avenue. Okay. In 1.3 kilometers. the bus hit the curb with the rear wheel. Probably a rookie. Sometimes I deliver here, Safeway. Guys rent our scissor lifts, which is great because then I can grab a sandwich or something inside, because they have a good deli section.
In 1 kilometer, turn right onto Prospect Avenue Southwest.
And that cyclist has a bag on his back, so he's either a courier or he's delivering food. Yeah, probably a courier. That's a good work for the summer. Here are awful. Wow, made it to 17th Avenue. This is a cool area for some street photography. Like over here, there's like a park. In the summer, every weekend there's free concerts here. People, you know, playing musical instruments, singing, and there's lots of restaurants here. Wow, look at this. Nice. So she's just wearing a shirt. Probably her boyfriend's shirt. Here, so just south, man, just south of 17th Avenue, like not these ones, these are just apartment houses, right? But then once you get up this hill, there's huge castles over here, like this one, like huge lots. So they're right in downtown. Yeah, I see, like super rich people live here.
Go past the street, then turn right onto Prospect Avenue Southwest.
I see, like a mansion.
Turn right onto Prospect Avenue Southwest, then turn left onto 10th Street Southwest. At the stop sign, turn left onto 10th Street Southwest.
They have their own tennis courts in here. All right, let's go find our house and unload the boom lift. Yeah, the boom is delivered. Couldn't show, I wanted to show you guys the unloading, but there were people there. I didn't want to look stupid with the camera in my hand, you know. But pretty much had to do a go around the block because I was facing the wrong way. So So the GPS sent me, I was sitting over there, it sent me like this.
At the roundabout, take the first exit onto 10th Street Southwest.
And the guy was there waiting for me, and he says, do I need to sign? And he says,
500 meters, turn right onto Council Way Southwest.
he says, do I need to sign? I said, yeah, well, if you want to. And he says, well, I'm running late, I have to run. There's my sister over there. Will it be okay if she signs? I said, yeah, sure. So the sister and some other guy are standing there waiting for me, and I unload the machine, bring them the paperwork.
Next stop sign, turn right.
And the lady, I assume the sister, she doesn't show any desire to sign. So I said, who can sign? And the guy says, I can sign, but he's not sure either. I said, well, it's just one initial and signature. And then he looks at the signature, it's the printed name is of that guy. Well, I said, just maybe write your name, that you received it. Okay, what is this? This is really stupid. Like, why did I do this, Like, I cannot go straight.
At the stop sign, turn.
Yeah. Your map is outdated, Apple Maps. Actually, Uber has
Turn right onto Carlton Street Southwest. Then turn right onto Council Way Southwest.
and the roundabouts here, they're so tiny. It's like all rocks are broken by trucks. Okay, which way? This way? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Uber has an interesting feature, when you
At the next light, turn left.
driving, let's say, gives you a ride, and then there's a button there inside the app on the map. It says you click on that and you can report like an incident, or one option in the menu is wrong directions. And let's say I'm
At the light, turn left onto 14th Street Southwest.
let's say I'm leaving the plaza, like a retail plaza. What did it say? Light. I think it said light or stop sign. This is not good. Heavy traffic from both sides. You cannot see anything behind those parked cars. So I'll be here till Christmas. Okay, nobody on the right. Let's see.
Go past this light. Then at the next one, turn right. At the light, turn right onto 33rd Avenue Southwest.
Can we go some other way? Because there's no trucks there. No trucks allowed. And no trucks there either. Just
In 1.7 kilometers, turn left to merge onto Crowchild Trail South.
like, what am I supposed to do, right? So no trucks allowed here, no trucks allowed there. My delivery is over there. If that's not a truck, I don't think anybody pays attention to these signs anyway. I'm only 4 clicks away. I see another truck. I think there's a coffee shop here. I once delivered something. Yeah, Aroma Cafe Bar. Yeah, I once dropped off somebody here for Uber, and I wanted coffee, but I didn't see that sign. I was sitting like 100 meters away, and so I searched on Google coffee shop near me, and lo and behold, it says there's a coffee shop 75 meters on your left. Oh, cool. So I went there, grabbed the coffee. Yeah, this is an interesting area. There's a bunch of restaurants here, lots of stores. Oh wow, look at this. Wow. These guys have like a special tool that, you know, washes the windows, and it's so long, and it's like flexing. Man, that's not a fun job at all. You must have very strong hands. And the other guy in the blue shirt, like his arms look really big. Huh. And that's a 3-story building. Oh, and it has a water connected to it. You know, it has a water line, and it wets the surface over there. How did that guy go? I think the light was already red. Interesting. Oh, it was my phone. I thought it was this phone. What's happening here? Red and red. Okay, these people are going, so I'm guessing it's green on their side. All right. Very weird traffic signals over here. And this part of town, they had construction going on here for a very long time, and they turned some roads into one-way roads. And I remember bringing people here with Uber, and I had to do like circle after circle.
In 500 meters, turn left to merge onto Crowchild Trail South.
All right, let's let this nice half-naked lady go. Probably not this guy, but the girl is okay. Okay, gas, $1.29. That's pretty good. And I remember this pocket over here, like the sidewalk becomes narrow, and they created parking for cars. And I remember, again, I was sitting here waiting for my next passenger. And we go into Crowchild South. That's Crow Child. Sidewalk closed. Sorry for the inconvenience. On the other side, they closed.